One thing we always get asked about here at NBP is how to use the different panels like together in conjunction. There's no obvious way. They're not like linear one after another or anything like that. It's whatever creativity hits you, right? But here's an example of one way to use it. So let's say we start with CGP. And I'm just going to go ahead and get something started on the global tab, which is more of my corrective tab. Yeah, it can be used creatively, sure, but it's more of a corrective tab. I'm going to take this rather warm image and I'm going to take the temperature to the left a little bit and kind of see if I can cool this down without overly doing it. Okay, just kind of getting a little bit better white balance, I guess, because I liked it and it was very warm in this sort of wooden building kind of later in the afternoon. But I want to tone it down a little bit because now I'm going to open CGX and I'm going to start exploring some different ranges. So let's see here. Let's get some warmish shadows, which seems counterproductive because I'm trying to cool it down. But I want to add warmth into the shadows without getting like what I call a false positive, that everything is too warm, right? And instead of having to worry about, oh, I better go to camera raw or I better go back to the raw processor in general, whatever you use, Lightroom, Capture One, etc., you can have that function right here on CGP. So with CGX, I'm just going to hit play. And I'm going to start getting different looks sort of in this range. I think I'm going to make the highlights potentially all blue, take the intensity sort of down. I want to keep the contrast in the middle, brightness sort of in the middle, and a little more color. Choosing my different ranges, hit play, and just keep exploring. Now, when people, especially our CGX customers say, hey, I get some pretty wild looks with CGX and I love it. Well, keep in mind, those wild looks, as you call it, which is sometimes a little bit more intense, can also, with CGX, you can also get some very subtle looks as well, right? So let's go to create now that I have that kind of vibe in that I think I like, and let's play with it. So let's increase the saturation a bit, maybe brighten it just a little bit, take down that contrast a little from there to there. So we got a very simple grade going, right? It's nothing too intense. But if I go back to CGP, I can always adjust this corrective function, which is going to take me a little less pink, a little more green. And when I come back to CGX, then potentially I can do more. I can increase the intensity, get a little bit more of that grade happening. Okay, maybe a little less, not quite that much. Take saturation down a tad. Okay, so without CGP, you see we have a very warm image. That might be fine for you, don't get me wrong. But with CGP, I can do some correction and then add CGX on top for a grade, right? So this is just one example of using the two different color tools. Now, I always recommend to everybody who uses NBP panels, if you have a result and you're liking it, but you think, it could use more of blah, whatever that is in your mind, and you think to yourself, hey, an adjustment layer could do it. Like I want to go to hue balance, or color balance, and you want to add a lot of magenta to the midtones. If for some reason that's what you want to do, do it. Absolutely do it. Okay, you shouldn't just completely stick only to the actual panel output, right? Whichever ones they are. But CGP as corrective and then CGX on top as creative exploration, very powerful function. I use it quite frequently when I don't know exactly what I want and I want to play around because I want CGX to dance around and do things that might inspire me, right? And with CGP as well, don't forget, of course, the color wheels are available to you at any moment. So if you like what's happening, but you think, oh, you know what? I'm going to brighten the shadows a bit. There we go. I'm going to tone down my highlights, basically compression, right? Cool. Using CGP for corrective, for foundational kind of functions, if you will. Like we're going to take our shadows up, we're going to take our highlights down, things that you might otherwise do in RAW, which you still should do in RAW, don't get me wrong. But if you find yourself in Photoshop here and you think, hey, I still want to make some adjustments and really feel like this exploration of color is working out for me, this is a great way to do it. Take the intensity down a bit. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a decent look here. I think that works. So I went from this to this. So this is a very warm look, which is fine. And normally I like warm looks. But if for some reason I want to do some color grade exploration, but I want to neutralize it a little bit at first and, get those base elements in check, like I said, my shadows I can brighten, whatever I need to do. Don't forget, CGP is awesome for corrective base level things, and then CGX on top of it for random color exploration. Who knows where that inspiration could lead you?